A local vineyard is asking wine lovers to come out for a day to help those grapes grow and make the best wine possible. KTAB's Claire Kreitz is at Trails End Vineyard to learn more about those local grapes and what you can do to help the crop.
Thanks, Stacy. Well, I'm joined by Vince Viola, the owner of Trails End Vineyards. Now, tell me how y'all got started.
We started in 2009, put about 500 plants in the ground, this particular block that we're standing next to, and it was a great success. So since that time, we've added 2 more acres and have been producing fruit every year.
Now, 10 years later, you have grown a lot since then.
We have about 2,000 plants now, and all the plants are mature, and we will typically get anywhere from 2 to 4 tons of fruit every year.
What are some of the places that y'all distribute to?
We've sold fruit to the Willow Creek Winery here, Wedding Oak Winery in San Saba, and Flat Creek Estates in Marble Falls.
Now, this year's been a little bit different for you guys in terms of rain. So what have you seen this year?
The amount of rain has been a blessing in one regard and a curse in the other. We've had the most fruit hanging in this vineyard, and unfortunately with that comes a lot of fungus. So the cost to remedy the fungus has doubled in terms of labor and spraying products to keep this fruit protected from fungal outbreaks.
And speaking of, the workload that y'all are taking on, you're doing something this weekend to remedy that a little bit. So tell me about what you'll have going on.
We're going to do a work day this Saturday starting at 7 a.m. and we're going to work on the plants, show the folks who come how to thin the canopy, do some leaf pulling, and do basic education of viticulture.
That is really cool. It's very educational for people. And, we have some plants back here. So show us a little bit about what you're going to be doing.
Well, we'll try to thin out some of this excess growth. As you can see here, this is one main shoot. It's holding a cluster or 2 of grapes down here. And what we'll end up doing is coming in and removing some of this excess to get some sunlight on that fruit.
How important is that sunlight to the fruit?
That's what really matures the fruit, develops the sweetness and the proper acid levels, and hopefully we'll trim some of the top of this too, do some hedging, because we don't want too much vegetative growth, because then you end up getting a vegetative flavor in your fruit clusters.
Now, with this workday, y'all are kind of providing a little incentive for people to come out. So what else, after they're done working, what will people be able to do?
We're going to be having some Italian food and a little wine tasting from the product that was made from last year's fruit.
That is really cool. So you talked about homemade pasta.
We're going to have some homemade Italian pasta, yeah, and some pork.
That sounds awesome. Now, what would you say to people that, maybe don't know a lot about wine? Can they still come out?
They can come see the vineyard. We want to produce an awareness so people actually know what could be possibly done to help stimulate the grape and wine industry locally.
Perfect. Now, what do you want to say to people, get them to come out this weekend?
Come see the vineyard. Come see what's possible. It's peaceful, but bring your pruners.
A lot of work, but you get that reward afterwards.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much. Stacy, back to you.
All right, thank you, Claire. To help with the workload, Trail End is hosting a workday on Saturday from 7 a.m. to noon. It is volunteer-based, but after the work is complete, anyone who came out and helped will be rewarded with an Italian home-cooked pasta meal and some yummy wine tasting. The vineyard is located on Trails End Road off Farm Road 707.